Even up. Whoops. Oh, it's just beautiful. I haven't seen a sunrise like this since Colorado.
I don't think I recorded it. Maybe I did. There's a hole in the floor right here. I shouldn't have done this with the tripod on. So there's the hole in the floor. It's not super pretty. It's got a cap that screws on so we can keep the cats up there if we need to. Either way, that is the way for our cats to make it into the first bay. But we have the cat boxes over there. I'll get them boxed in, get that way cleaner. I should have swept it up before I recorded this, I see here. But we'll get that boxed in so they go through a doorway to get into an area there. And then we can open up that other bay door and easily clean it. But basically I'm going to make a cat tree where these buckets are.
Since we got the shipping container to store stuff in, we decided to put a couple of our cameras up. One pointed towards the street, one pointed toward the shipping container. Wouldn't you know that today is one of those days that I did not put a camera out this morning. It is absolutely beautiful outside. Of course, you can't quite see the hot pink. For some reason, those hot pinks just do not come across perfectly in the camera. You're both up here. Were you enjoying the sunrise? Or are you just watching the birdies outside?
Did you see Silver out there? Did you see your brother out there? Did you get a little muddy? Did you get a little wet? Did you get a little wet?
The incense burner and the salt lamp are the only things running. And the pole still has power because that's plugged in and running. I have no idea. Do you need a flashlight?
You've been out to the pole?
I've been out to the pole and I unplugged the batteries.
Diesel heaters and grow watts only seem to set off their alarms or quit working is right after I go to bed or an hour or two before I want to get up in the morning. They never fail during the day, but it's always, yeah, I lay down in bed and then I hear the diesel heater shut off. Or like this with this grow watt here, the cat had actually climbed on the battery, had turned off the power switch on the battery, and the grow watt was freaking out because it saw 0 watts coming out of the battery and said, hey, you got low battery. But
and of course, because we saw power everywhere, I didn't look at the batteries. I didn't even think about looking at the batteries because neither one of us turned them off.
Yeah, we were plugged in overnight. If you're plugged into the pole and you know the battery should be fully charged, that's the last thing you look at.
Something I'd been procrastinating since Connor moved off the bus is removing the desk in the extra bedroom and making it more functional for my storage needs. My reason for putting it off? Multiple different fasteners and the need to remove the wall panels from the bathroom and the hallway to get to half of them probably was my biggest one.
Hey, Cameron. Hi. How are you? Oh, hey, Silver. Hi, guys. Hi. Oh, you guys are wet. You've been running through that long grass after the rain, huh?
To Flow, your 30-day yoga journey. It's day 5. High five, you're amazing. Represent. Let's get started. Okie doke, let's begin on the ground. Come on down to a comfortable seat. When you get there, bring your left hand to your heart center and your right hand to your belly. Now on your next inhale, we're going to inhale for a 4 count. So inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. After you've inhaled, pause, hold, retain the breath for a moment here. Then we're going to exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out here. An expression of your innermost self, so that's why we focus on the how. That's why we train to reside in the role of the observer.
Somebody wants Mom to play outside. Hey, buddy. How are you? Yeah, I can't play outside. I know. Yes, I know you like the microphone. I told you I got work to do this morning, and it's just too cold out there for me this morning with that humidity. Brr.
Hi, sir. Sir, you know you're the only one who sat here. Yeah. You're the last one who sat on that stool. That's your butt you're sniffing. This is for me, not for you. This is for me, not for you.
Welcome to my mess. I can walk through here, but that's about it. All this stuff is just haphazardly thrown in. Let's go back to the back. I'll show you what I want to work on first. But the back 12 feet is basically lumber. That's all cedar, some lumber, some plywood obviously, scraps of plywood. I'm hoping to get that all within, at least all over to one side, but definitely not taking up 10, 12 feet of the storage space too. Some of this stuff like the max fan and that most likely will still go on the bus, might actually go on the van. Our new generator doesn't probably have to be back there, but there's a lot of supplies and plumbing supplies and stuff. I'd like to just, if I had everything to finish the bus in the back 10, 12 feet would be real handy. And then I'll deal with other stuff up here further. I got a lot to go, but I feel pretty good about what I got done right here in this, I don't know what I was out here, 45 minutes, an hour or something like that. I got supplies for building there, and I got wood over there. I guess I got some ceiling panels there with the wood, but I got space. My next step now is going to be, let's turn around here. Ooh. I should probably build the wheelbarrows, then all these garden tools, but really hardscape tools and stuff, get all them set up. I don't know which side it's going to be, but one of these sides is going to have all of, the rake, shovels, pickaxes, wheelbarrows, all that kind of stuff needs to be put somewhere. And I don't need easy access to it, so might as well go near the back auger. So I think that's my next step. But I'm going to go inside, take a couple minute break, and then I'll be back out to work on this some more. I went in for a break at 5:45, ended up making dinner and doing dishes and hanging out with Nancy, and well, now she's in bed. It's a little bit after 11, and let's see what more else I can get done tonight, because last night I didn't sleep very well, but I did finally get to sleep at like 3:30 in the morning, and then got to sleep till like 11 this morning or 10:45 before I got up. So maybe, hey, that's the thing, now that I'm supposed to be back on a day shift in another 2 or 3 days, it's my body's like, why don't you just stay up till 4 a.m. and get shit done? So either way, I'm gonna stay up tonight, get some stuff done, and if I get enough done, I feel like I don't need my alarm clock tomorrow. I'll sleep in, but we'll see how it goes. You don't really want to watch me clean anyway, so that's pretty boring. So, but I got to get this cleaning done, and I'll throw on some music and see how it goes.
Cameron. Hi, Silver. How are you? Hi. How are you? Oh, you want the microphone, don't you? You're the one who had the microphone in the bathroom on the floor the other day, isn't it? That was you. Thinking it was a squirrel or something? Did you think it was a squirrel or something? As I see you looking at it, you just want to grab it, don't you? Oh, you're silly, Cameron. You're silly. Oh, there he is. He's fine. I wonder what we were hearing, huh? Here he comes. Doesn't look like he has any toys. Hey, Hey, Cameron, how are you? Are you good? Yeah? That's good. Did you have a good time outside? Oh, I know you like the microphone. Every time. That's quite the toy you brought in there, sir. Did you bring that in so Silver could see it? Did you bring that in so Silver could see it? You're not going to talk to me now?
How's it going? A lot cleaner since last time you were in here. It wasn't last night though. It was the night before. I spent another day working on it. But either way, I got it nice and clean in here. I got some tools and stuff there, gas can and whatnot, air conditioners. Kind of some empty baskets, some household stuff. Like that's Christmas stuff. I mean, you don't have to know all of this, obviously. These are mostly supplies for working on the bus. Cedar and the wood, ceiling panels. Got a couple things hanging up. I got some hooks on its way. Where's the middle? Right here is the middle of the container, the 20-foot mark. So kitty kitty. And then the 20-foot mark is that little loop there. So I got all of it in less than half the container, aside from tools. And I got a lot of organizing left to do, and I got to make a workbench or something. I think I said it, maybe I didn't. I ordered a bunch of hooks, magnetic hooks, some 60-pound and some 110-pound ones, so I can hang a lot of this stuff up and have even more space. Need to build some shelves and whatnot, but yeah, very usable now. How you doing, Silver? Uh-oh. You wanna be... How you doing? You wanna be a camera kitty? Or are you gonna be shy whenever that little infrared light shines at you? Yeah, that one you see and I don't see, but it seems to wake you up every time I try. Dale's over there making noise, splitting wood. You can't go chase mice over there, can you? I have everything but my 1/4-inch wood here. I'll get these cut and get it inside here before it gets dark out, and then I can work inside here with a light or two after dark a lot easier and get this all put together. Did I even tell you what I'm doing? Probably not. I'm making a little box for the cat litter box so it, yeah, so they can contain the litter and not spread it, hopefully, and yeah, hopefully contain the smell too. I don't have a fan yet, but in the future I'm going to find out some sort of a fan to pull air out of this box also. But for starters, I'm just going to have the box. I have 2 cross cuts left to do, and yeah, I got to cut these 2 to length, but I'll use a circular saw for that because it's more than like the 30 inches that'll do. And then what else do I have? Oh yeah, the back, but that's 1/4-inch plywood, and I'll use a circular saw for that too, so I can do that inside here way easier. got this marked out. And that'll be my 2 sides. And then I'll have everything cut out, I think. I wanted you to see the table saw too, because I carried it inside here. And it's 11 o'clock at night. I just cut a couple boards, and I realized it's the first time in 3 years I've had a building to go inside of and use something like a table saw late at night and not have to worry about annoying the neighbors. Haven't done much late night work over the last few years, and probably one of the reasons the bus has kind of stalled as much as it has is 10 o'clock tonight to 2 o'clock in the morning is when I have my most energy, and it's also the hardest time to work on a bus, especially when people are sleeping inside of that bus and I didn't have a place to go to. But now that I got this echoey box to go into, I can get some work done at night, and I'm really happy right now. It's a couple minutes to 11 and I just ran a table saw, and I guess there is a neighbor's house that's fairly close, and her bedroom's on this corner of the house, but across the street from her is the loudest house in the neighborhood. They rev up engines till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 nights a week at least. They're always out there working on motorcycles, ATVs, cars. Almost none of them have exhaust. I don't mind at all. I can't wait to meet them. But they have a house set back from a gate and that, so it's not a real easy, hey, hello, I'm your new neighbor. I'm kind of bad at that anyway. Yeah, I'm still not going to be the loudest house on the block, and at least I'm inside now, and that just makes me feel way better about it. So I just get back to building this box. I just want to make a couple of strips to make putting the shelf in easier, because usually I build everything out of 3/4 inch plywood. I'm using 1/2 inch plywood for this because it doesn't really need to be that strong. A little bit lighter weight isn't going to hurt anything. 1/2 inch plywood, you can't just butt it together and glue and screw it nearly as easy as you can 3/4. I built a few things for my niece with 1/2 inch, and that's about it. So I made a couple of cleats, ripped them off a strip so I can just attach these to the board, and then I got something to set the shelf on, and it'll just make going together a whole lot easier. But I'll get to that now. I was excited. I got to use the saw inside. I don't know how much of this I'm going to film here inside here tonight, but I don't have a whole lot of space that way. I know I own glue. I know it's back there somewhere. Let's see how long it takes me to find it.
And they were in Nashville with me in December, but you know, not all the time. And yeah, I'm trying to balance that. Yeah, you don't want to wear them out either. Yeah, I don't want to wear them out. And just trying to.
I did not set that up. I got real lucky. I found it sticking right out of the paint container, paint box. But I got lucky. Not everything's going to be that easy to find, but. Wow, was that easier than when it was stuffed behind 3 other boxes underneath the bus. Should I keep talking over this podcast and see how much I can irritate Nancy, or should I pause the podcast when I talk to the microphone? Put something down in the comments and tell me what you prefer. See how long it takes me to find some screws.
You never looked so good. Sipping life down like I wish I could, but these sober tears are all that's left to shed. Sank a soul, now made of lead. Face down beneath the rubble lies a man. Tales of a future.
The first bucket I looked in, I just didn't look far enough, but either way.
Well, he hasn't much to say. Awake the gods, it's judgment day. He said I left my home where the dead never rose, where the streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, well, you might as well be blind. Yeah, be blind. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon.
I should have looked further. I had 1 inch ones too. I thought 1 inch would go through the 2 sheets of 1/2 inch plywood.
Those folks are a big fan of that.
Yeah,
Maybe this isn't 1/2 inch plywood. Maybe it's like
meanwhile,
just wider now that I look at it.
one of the reports of the people that went to this thing, they're at this conference call. They're talking about how
people need to stop eating meat.
This brick I built, and now build a higher wall. See it crumble, hear me fall. There hangs the fool who once had it all. He said I left my home where the dead never rose, where the streets of gold I've yet to find. And at the end of the day, all you can do is pray. Without hope, you might as well be blind. Yeah, blind.
I need to get something other than the Honda table underneath that. I have the legs. I don't have the bolts anymore. The bolts that were originally in the legs were like a size too small. So, I mean, they worked, but the square of the carriage bolt didn't fit the square of the legs. And yeah, I just threw them all away. They're all rusty. I think Connor took them apart and had him throw them away. But so I got to get some new bolts, get the legs together so that's sturdy again. But man, now it's, what time is it? 11:45, and I'm still out running the table saw, and I'm just a happy man. I got 3-foot bar clamps in Minnesota. Why they're not here, I don't know. I think I'll be taking the van up to Minnesota and bringing it back full sooner than later, though. Built this laying down the first time. I realized I had to trim this a little bit. And I thought I could do it cheating.
Comes a day too soon. Tomorrow comes a day too soon. I know the road is yet to rise on these 100 years that pass me by. And the blood with the river flows through the crimson field never sown, no, never sown.
That's why you should buy a high cube if you're really going to make a shop out of it. High cube is more expensive, and the shop isn't going to be in here in the future. But
tomorrow comes a day too soon. 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 Never looked so good.
might be done for the night there. I'm gonna have to let that glue dry before I get the back of that with the router, and then I guess that's the front of it. Either way, I'm gonna have to let it dry before I hit it with the router, and then I'm ready for paint. So I might as well just wait till the morning to paint. It's 12:59, so not too bad of a couple hours. Little over 2 hours, probably 2 hours and 10 minutes to do it. And I took one break during that, and yeah, went together pretty well. I don't know how I got that one board every corner the same off of square. I don't know what I was doing there. Maybe I'll look at the footage and I'll see I had the fence crooked or something, but whatever. Everything else ended up square and good, and yeah, I like the way it went together. Went together pretty well for having very few plans. I did have a cutlass in the beginning, and that's really what I need, is a cutlass in the beginning and then modify it from there. Ended up making those 4 cleats, and that really made it go together a lot better than if I didn't have those. And yeah, now I just got this 1/4 inch here that once the glue dries, I'll hit the sides of it with a router and hit this side with a straight edge and a circular saw, and then I should be ready for paint. See you tomorrow.
You guys think you want to go out there in that? You really think you want to go out there in that? Oh, look at that. I forgot my doormat was Christmas. Huh. I don't think you really want to go out in that rain. No, I don't think so.
And right away, the flash will see that they're letting go of the babies. Keep the legs where they are and extend a child's pose. We're just going to find cat-cow here. If you are on your back, you can slowly make your way here now. We're inhaling to drop the belly here. And exhaling to round the spine. Lifting the toes, if you really want to squeeze. The tops of the feet. The heels, the ankles.
It's the next evening. I just got out here in the shipping container for the first time, and look what I just found. I know I did not leave that saw in the middle of the floor. Probably left it up there. Maybe I left it up there. Maybe I left it up here. I've never owned a tool that falls more than that saw falls. I turn around, I look, it's always on the floor. I don't know why, but it's always on the floor. Cut a hole in here for the cats to get in and out. I don't know if I need a brace across the bottom or not. It'd be handy to have it there because then I can just run the router along it. I should have thought of it yesterday. I can always just mark a straight line, cut it with the circular saw and call it good too. That'll probably be the easier way because trying to clamp it in the middle will be impossible.
Near the edge of the sea, concerned with itself, sweating in the sun that melted the wax of his wings.
It's getting dusty. I have enough dust inside of this lens. Oh, it looks like my beard too. I'm gonna go bring you outside, but I'm gonna sand this thing down and get it ready for paint. I'm probably gonna figure out the door, and when I figure out the door, I'll bring you back in to show you cutting that out. Maybe 40 feet away here, the dust won't bother it. See what it looks like.